And speaking of Oscar buzz, I think we got to address the big film of the week, right? With the movie Babylon. Babylon.
Yes.
Babylon.
This podcast
Baby's
just seems
back. Hey.
Correct.
this podcast just seems to babble on.
Oh,
No.
that was good.
I stole that one. That wasn't original. Next.
Oh, never mind. Poor form.
Poor form.
All right.
What is with the poor form this
I don't
episode?
know.
Happy Lunar New Year's for those who celebrate.
That's
Nothing to do
unrelated,
with
but
it.
yeah.
It's just got
Sure,
fucked up in my
happy,
mind.
yeah.
Distraction.
Yes. The moon is making us be in a make us fuck up. The moon's do.
Werewolves.
Yeah, werewolf thing.
Oh,
Babylon.
Babylon.
Yes.
So, what are our first impressions of the film?
Oh.
You can start us off.
Pretty cool film. Very much a reflection of Hollywood culture and how it was back in the day, how it became the Hollywood that it is today. Yeah. You know, and it's about hopes and dreams, about wins and losses, and also about the friendships you make along the way.
Yeah.
The friends you make along the way.
Sure. Yeah.
Just felt like this film just felt like it's a film.
Truly is one of the films of all time.
Yeah. It's like they're campaigning a lot for this to be like an Oscar film, but
Yeah.
it's doing very poorly critically.
Mm.
Which, like, this has the talent of the dude who made Whiplash and La La Land. And I believe even the soundtrack is by the same people. If it's Justin something, that does the.
It's Justin something.
And you
Not
could
Justin
definitely
Roiland.
tell with the. No. All right. But anyway, I believe it was Sarah Lynn and BoJack Horseman. He said, "That's too much, man," because this movie, bro, it was a lot. Like, there are scenes in the movie that are genuinely like really fun because this is a comedy, by the way. I didn't know it was a comedy going in, and then I looked it on Google and it's a comedy, and I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense because we were laughing for a lot of it. So like, okay, yeah, and I think it's pretty fun for the comedic stuff. It's also just a lot. Like, they overwhelm you with imagery, sound, just a lot of stuff. Even the performances are very big. And I guess because it's like they show the excess of Hollywood in the 1920s and stuff. I like
sensory overload.
Yeah.
Which is ironic considering that the subject of the film is about the 20s in silent film.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the point. It's like it's kind of a bit of like, well, the silent films weren't as dignified as you think they were.
Yeah.
This story's obviously been done before by Singing in the Rain, which I think did it better because I love that movie so much. That's a great film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But this is kind of like a really, really adult version of that, and they know it completely. Like they don't even bother to hide it. They make clear references to it throughout the film. It's really hard to talk about this one, especially without spoilers, but like there are, I think, a lot of good things in here. I think the soundtrack's really good. The performances are pretty good. Even a lot of the dialogue and monologues are really nice. And the cinematography is really good, and the mise-en-scene and stuff is quite great. Though, like, it is a lot. For example, the first minute you go in, an elephant shits on a man.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Which I feel like is just like a way, itself as a visual thing where it's like, it's like, because the film kind of seems like it's dignified, but it's got a lot of that lowbrow sort of humor and imagery in there as well, which I think is like, it's like all of these components, they all work thematically, but it's not an enjoyable thing to watch. Like, I completely get what the director's going for, but I don't like. I wouldn't watch this movie again. It's also over 3 hours. It's long. It's almost as long as Avatar, but I think the pacing in this was honestly worse than Avatar.
Yeah.
And it's not just I found things boring. There were just like moments where I was sitting through stuff going, I have a feeling this isn't gonna have much of an effect on the plot, or if it does, it could be trimmed down a lot. Like, this is a spoiler because it's the trailer. Tobey Maguire's in this movie. I love the man, but he shouldn't have been in this movie. His entire... They go on a bit of a side quest with it that ties into the main plot. I did not give a shit. I was like, this does not... This clashes... And also... Well, sorry, a couple of things. I was just saying, like that stuff, I was like, yeah, cut that completely. Would have saved 20 minutes of the film's runtime. That would have been really nice. Didn't need that. A lot of scenes could have been short. Like, I don't need a 30-minute orgy at the start. Show me a bit of the orgy, but like, you don't need to give me that much of it. It's just a long scene, and the man loves his long takes. It's Damien Chazelle, I believe, is the director. Lots of long takes this one. I don't think the movie's necessarily boring, but it does drag. Even though, like, I feel like the movie is interesting, though. Like, you got a lot of characters, and I don't think any of the characters really fall flat, at least, like, the main three. I did like the main character the most, probably, because, I mean, he becomes kind of a dick, but, like, he also goes... Actually, I won't spoil anything. But, like...
He has a journey.
He has a journey. Margot Robbie's character... I get her. She also was just a bit too much, and I was getting a bit annoyed with her towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
Because choices are made. I'm like, okay, I get why she's making these choices. It's just like, they're really dragging this out. I know what's going to happen, and it's like, and it goes exactly that. I don't think you'll be surprised by anything except the very end of the film. That's kind of like, yeah. So the other thing that I was thinking about with the Tobey Maguire thing, I was like, the editing in this movie is kind of awful in the way that you'll have really serious moments and then they'll cut immediately to like a joke, which I completely get what the director's going for. Like, it's meant to be this disjointed mess of a experience to make you feel overwhelmed and like this chaos, right? But it makes none of the emotional moments land because there aren't any emotional moments, really. I can think of... I have a really good example of... Yeah, towards the end, mainly. I can think of examples, but they're spoilers. But, like, yeah. So it's... I feel like I overall did enjoy the movie. I would never watch it again, though. And I think people should go out and see this one.
Yeah.
Especially if you are a cinema student or you really like movies. But I can't explain why.
If you understand the funny reference.
It's a lot of behind the scenes of Hollywood, right? I think, once again, you could just watch Singing in the Rain. But it does have things to say. And I think... I want to talk more about the ending, but like the ending definitely was something that I was like, oh, this is a lot of stuff that I've seen before because I studied it. And I was like, okay, I actually like the ending of the movie, which a lot of people don't. But I was like, I get what they're going for, but we'll talk more in the spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just the first impression.
Yeah. We've talked about a lot
summary.
Can I have a minor break while I blow my nose?
You may.
But yeah, it's the exact same story. It's talkies. I mean, not like movies with sound, which were first musicals. That's that. And they even referenced Jazz Singer, which is they also reference Singing in the Rain. And like they get the actress who has an annoying voice, which is Margot Robbie in this movie. They just do the exact same stuff
without the orgies.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
They do the parties though.
Okay.
But not to the extent of this. All right. Let's talk a bit about the acting, I guess. What do we think about the acting?
That was pretty good.
Performances. Yeah.
Very exhilarating performance.
You know, the great joke that I was thinking of while watching the movie is, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but like Brad Pitt's character, let's say he's romantically volatile. Is that a good way to put it?
That's pretty good.
And I was thinking, damn, this is just Brad Pitt going off script.
Yeah.
Because he's a domestic violence kid. Yeah. And like the divorce, like that. Yeah.
So real.
But I think he was actually really good at this movie. It's hard because I don't like the guy, obviously. But he's cool. Good at everything he does. Like, he was really good at Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Which, I like his performance in Bullet Train more because that's more fun. But, like, he's good in this one. I like when he speaks Italian a little bit.
Fake Italian.
But I understood everything he was saying.
Oh, yeah.
I did, and they don't have subtitles in the movie for a lot of it. Except for, they rarely use subtitles. Sometimes they do, I think. But, generally speaking, they don't. But I understood
I understood when Manny said puta madre a lot.
I understood that too. That was one of the other things I understood.
I'm the only one that's left out.
Oh, you are very angry at this moment, Manny.
Yeah.
Yes. So I didn't need subtitles.
Yeah. I think Margot Robbie was really good. Yeah. She gives some powerful speeches and stuff. The character is kind of a lot though, but makes sense. Yeah.
Good old Southern prima donna. The vibe.
Tobey Maguire, I think, was interesting.
Kind of funny.
Kind of funny, but totally unnecessary for the film.
I feel like if he was to be included, he should be a bigger part of the
Honestly, just a different character because like that character did.
Yeah, he was just a side plot.
A side plot that completely felt a complete different tone to the rest of the movie, but we'll talk more about it. And to be honest, like my least favorite scene in the movie. But we also we had a lot of familiar faces. I just don't remember their names. But like a lot of people in the when they're doing the movies and stuff. This was in this. Oh, the guy who played Manny, I thought was very good. Possibly one of the better characters. Oh, I liked what was his name? The trumpet player.
Trumpet.
What was his name? Palmer. Something Palmer, right?
Chicken Palmer.
I really liked his performance. Unfortunately, it's also one of the ones I was like, could have been cut from the movie, and it would, because I think the thematic thing that ties them all together isn't necessarily that they like know each other. It's more like they all go through Hollywood. Oh, okay, kind of spoilers. I'll get into it in spoilers, but like, I feel like because the director wants to show like the ways Hollywood exploits people, right? Yes. And I guess it's very specific in the way they choose to focus on the jazz dude in regards to like race and stuff. That's different from the like white characters in the movie, or even Manny. Manny's pretty racist in the movie as well.
That's how you see how it is back in the day, man. Yeah. You know, it's better days.
I don't think it was better days. I
but
think
like,
the movie
it also shows like Manny's progression through the hierarchy.
Well, I thought that was a bit spoilery, so we might not talk about that right now. But like,
we won't go into it too much.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, but like also one of the things that could have maybe been cut because like I don't know enough about that character specifically, whereas the other characters know a bit more about their personal lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But killer soundtrack.
Yes.
Anything more about performance?
Really? I think we touched on it well.
Oh, what's the Italian bits? Can you translate? Or if you remember.
I don't remember, but like, you just said like my love a lot, right?
Yeah.
Mi amor.
Oh, I understood when Manny said I love you in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
That's like ti amo, right?
Yes.
Which is like exact same thing almost in Italian.
Yeah.
That's why I understood a lot of Spanish because it's like a lot of the same things.
Yeah, similar words. But hey, don't say my love in Italian or your wife will.
For real.
Yo.
All right, then I guess we'll talk about the writing. But like, I feel like I've kind of said enough about it that in general, but like the specific stuff we could talk more about spoilers. But like, I think there's a lot of good moments throughout. Just seeing like, even seeing the parties and stuff, it is interesting.
Yes.
Just go a bit too far sometimes. But
Too far in
what they're showing you, yeah. And like a lot of the stuff they show you doesn't even matter, like to the scene.
For the shock.
I can think of like a lot of it's for the shock value.
Yeah.
But I can think of like, I mean, I guess, yeah. A lot of it's just for the shock value. So like, I guess we'll talk more in spoilers, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, it just could have been, the script could have been tighter. Right?
Yeah. Doesn't have to be 3 hours long. I also agree with that point. Yeah. Like they could have cut some of that.
Theoretically, if you cut everything unnecessary, how long do you see this film being? 2 hours?
Yeah, probably.
2 hours is all right.
That's fine.
Was it bloated?
Yeah. It's one of those movies that's also like, the story kind of just keeps going, like past the point of where you think it would go, because it's just like, it's really just tracking their entire life, where it's like, okay, it's not like telling like a specific narrative. The only thing that makes it somewhat a narrative is thematically what they're trying to tell us about Hollywood and how it affects the character. That's kind of like the thematic link that makes it like more of a movie. Like Harry Styles said, movie. That's it. Don't worry, darling. Yeah.
I'm in a movie. My name's Harry Styles.
Oh, when I watched Banshees, I was with Thomas, and he was like, "Oh, do you think we were joking about would Harry Styles show up?" Then at the end of the movie, when the cinema just like starts playing music after the credits are finished, it immediately put Harry Styles on.
He did show up.
Yeah.
What a cool thing.
Stylish.
Is there any more we want to talk about with the writing?
Don't think. Talk more on that in the spoilers.
Yeah.
Here.
Cinematography. Lots of sweeping, quick sweeps to other things.
Yeah.
Lots of one takes. Damien Chazelle stuff, honestly.
Very dynamic.
Yeah. Kind of digged it. It was very like frenetic. And sometimes it can be hard to see things because they like to do quick cuts as well. But I think it's overall pretty good.
Artistic.
You have a lot of pretty shots this as well, but I was going to say like editing visual wise, fucking great lighting, use of lighting, smoke and stuff is also really nice. And like the way they did like, I assume, do you think they shot stuff on film?
Oh no. Maybe. Well, they have the budget.
Yeah. The budget for this wasn't that big. I think it was like 70 mil.
I think it was 80 mil. Yeah, 70 to 80 mil.
But like, yeah. I mean, that's still like, that's not low budget.
Well, they did have like for the scenes where they're filming scenes. I think some of that is actually shot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I talk about those bits.
Yeah,
but like the rest of the film could have been.
Because I don't see why not. Because there's not. I mean, obviously, it's easy to shoot digital, but also there's not much point shooting digital because there's like it's might be better to shoot film to be more authentic. Because also, I don't think there's a lot of VFX shots or anything that they would need.
Maybe the elephant.
What's the elephant?
I think that's not a real elephant.
Shot entirely on film.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
But like the authentic scenes of shooting scenes, those are like probably on like 16 millimeter. period accurate.
Yeah.
But I assume the rest of the
But which
film is
camera
all
did they use? Do you remember that bit?
Oh
They
yeah,
run
that's
out and get camera.
something point.
9 and
yeah.
the 8. Yeah.
They did it.
Yes, they did.
Yes. And the sound. Oh, sorry. What the fuck?
Google's been listening to our conversation.
Yo,
Oh,
creepy.
God.
Yeah, what do we think of the sound?
Good.
It's very
Sounds
nice.
good.
Yeah, bang the soundtrack. Great use of audio. Lovely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's just
No
jump into
complaints
spoilers then, right? All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Mhm,
Spoiler zone.
Spoiler zone.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot to like. I don't think I can go through like plot point by plot point because there's too much that I just. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest. But
Yeah.
like, elephant at the start.
He shitting.
Then you get like massive orgy that goes for like I think a bit too long. It sets off stuff that I don't know. Like a girl gets murdered, but I guess that's a catalyst for Margot Robbie's character to be in the movie because since she dies, they need someone else, so they get Margot.
As in, like in the party.
Yeah, the girl who dies.
Didn't she die because the fat dude?
Yeah.
So was she not important for the party itself?
It wasn't really, but she was important for Margot Robbie character to be in the movie, I guess.
Was she like a replacement for the
Yeah.
dead girl? I thought she just went in.
No, because
Because of
they scout her. They're like, shit, we need someone else. They're like, oh, he's the person dancing on the thing.
Oh, because the dead girl's also supposed to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, that makes
Also, someone gets pissed on. Lovely. After someone else gets shitted on seen before.
See, we're here with the fecal matter.
There's a lot of vomit in this movie.
Yeah.
They love their bodily fluid.
Yeah.
Next up, blood.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gore in this movie. Yeah. Movie's quite gross.
Ew.
Bodily fluid central. Here we are. Let's go.
Good old Manny.
I did like the dynamic between Manny and
What's her name?
I want to say it's Nancy or something along those lines. It's like
Nessie?
Nessie, maybe. Yeah, I like the dynamic because it was like friendship, somewhat one-sided romance, but also like parasitic in a way. Yeah.
Well, Manny was trying to take advantage of her at the start. Like, oh, are you a supposed star? But I guess you're not. Then they became.
He wasn't really. He was more taking advantage of the other dude.
Oh, yeah.
The dude he was like actually working for.
Yeah.
Because remember, when he meets her, he's like, oh, I think I'm in love with you.
But that's after he
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah,
intermingled.
maybe, yeah.
Because I think at first he was like, oh, you may be a movie star, so it might be good to get to know you.
Yeah, true. He's cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the scene with the dead girl just went way too long. They had to smuggle her out the elephant and then blah, blah, blah. It's like, it doesn't really matter. I get, like, it's somewhat important to establish that she dies so that Margot takes her place, but, like, that just went for too long. It's just, like, a lot of things that are just too long. Including, like, the conflict between one of the dude's employers and the fat guy or something. They have a beat down a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thing. So just the whole show of the extravagance of the party.
Yeah.
How crazy it gets.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Crazy.
I'm
crazy. Okay.
A lot of people do cocaine and then go drive immediately after.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
days, man.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Then you get like, so everyone somehow ends up getting to the film set, really. because Manny befriends Jack, and
Nessie just
Nessie,
she was replacing someone.
Yeah, replacing dead girl. Yeah. Then Nessie's actually a good actress,
and they're very impressed.
Yeah.
And Jack was impressed with Manny because he's very
because he find the gun in the
Yes, he's very resourceful.
Very resourceful. Yeah. Actually, yeah, I kind of enjoyed the scenes when they're on set because I was like, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
They go like, because you can't really take a lot of it seriously because a lot of they do play for just laughs. Like when Brad Pitt's character's in the tent and then like a fucking like spear or something just goes through the tent and then cannons are just blowing up. Like the guy who impales himself and dies on the battlefield.
The more we talk about this film, it's just like this film isn't real. This film can't have been real. This is someone making
so
shit
many
up
people
while we're
just
talking
die
about
in the
this.
middle of set. Like the fucking dude hotboxes and dies.
Well, this just shows how dangerous it was back in the day without regulations and safety.
Yeah.
But also, this film just
I don't know
sounds
to the extent of this film if like that's the case and people just like literally because people in this movie just actively go out of their way to not give a shit about safety.
It's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
How it was. But I'm sure people died back in the day.
Oh no, 100%. Because like we wouldn't have the regulations we have now without
people dying.
People dying. But yeah,
looking back at this film really feels like someone. What's the director's name again? Sorry,
Damien Chazelle.
Damien watched Singing in the Rain, went to bed, had a 30-minute long wet dream, and then all this shit proceeded to happen in Singing in the Rain.
For real.
What was in the dream?
They even have the scene
dream, I guess.
Brad Pitt's character like trying to be in Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
Which also, I just don't get this movie because it's like, this isn't a real story. This isn't like the making of Singing in the Rain or anything. This is a completely fictional story. But they kind of treat it like, this is the inspiration for that movie at the end. And I was kind of like, to be honest, that part I was like, that's really dumb. Like, that's kind of fucking stupid. Like, I get that that's your inspiration, but like, you're making it seem like a true story when it's not.
Based on real life events.
Yeah.
A true story.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
And then, like, I think sometimes it just goes beyond paying homage and just being a bit of a copy / remake at times. It's like, I think the middle portion of the movie was pretty cool. There was just a lot of Mr. Manny rising to the top.
He's on that Sigma grind.
Brad Pitt descending to the bottom.
Yeah.
Actually, Brad Pitt's arc, it's exactly like Singing in the Rain, but much darker, obviously. Literally dies at the end. I liked his arc. It was... It felt like the movie, Whereas I think Manny's gets completely out of control. Like when he makes it to the top, I'm like, okay, his arc makes sense. And then they have to tie it into this big casino thing with Tobey Maguire's character, and then it fucking turns into a horror movie where there are jump scares. They go into the dark, and there's more orgies, and then like a circus, and then Manny eats rat. And then Manny just does a murder. Yeah. It just gets, I think, a bit too far. Maybe that stuff is really accurate or something. But I feel like that was just trying to reflect the party scene at the start to be like, the Hollywood people are also just animals. But I thought it went a bit too far. And like, especially with the editing, because it's like, you get that scene of Brad Pitt committing suicide, cuts immediately back to them running away, and it's because that little chase stuff, it's like creepy, but it's not played serious. It's kind of played seriously, but also kind of for comedy.
Yes,
like the soundtrack at least gives it that like kind of, I don't know, fun vibe of them like running,
cheeky running, bit of a Scooby-Doo,
chase, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, then they have to flee at the end. And then you get I could immediately tell where this thing was going. I was like, there's no fucking way that Margot Robbie's character is actually gonna go to Mexico with him. That's bullshit. And like obviously she doesn't.
Mexico.
But like they really drag it out to the point of trying to convince you that she might. But like she was never going to. And I think it fits with their character that she didn't.
Yeah.
Well, plays into the illusion Manny had.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I liked how Manny comes back at the end. Also, apparently it implies that Nessie faked her death or something. I thought she just died, dude.
Well, she just kind of went off in the dark.
Yeah. And then she dies off screen because of the newspaper thing. But apparently it was her faking her death. I heard some people say, but I don't
Well,
remember.
she's trying to get away from death, so maybe.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense that
Or
she
she
would
just got killed.
To me, the way I view it is she actually died because I don't think she would leave Hollywood.
But she got no career left though.
Yeah, but like within her character, I don't think she would want to. I don't know. Yeah, I like when Maddie comes back with his family and he sits in the theater and stuff. Like that's kind of cool. I didn't really like how they literally go, singing in the rain here, watch it, and he's like, I remember all this shit, bro. It's kind of made me cringe a little bit, you know? But I like the fact that it kind of just turns into an abstract art film at the end.
Yeah.
And that shit was insane. It shows like, and that's where it's like, I think like, I feel like everyone's going to interpret the ending differently. And I'm actually very interested to hear your interpretations of the ending. Because for me, it was like, showing the way that cinema it exploited a lot of people and stuff throughout history to lead up to where we're up to now, but it was also like captured a lot of beauty and like and the way it affects audience, like transporting them to another world and all of that, and making them connect with the emotions, and like that's kind of what it was going for, I think, with that big montagey abstract thing. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I have a similar understanding of that. As in, like, you know how Manny earlier in the film, he was like, "I want to be part of something bigger. But like being transported somewhere else in the world." So he became part of that, and as you said, it showed the evolution of Hollywood and film, and how it did that, which included exploiting people. But at the end of the day, for Manny himself, it's not about the destination, but the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. What was your interpretation?
Andy?
I don't know. I just got here. It was like, yeah, he's gone through all this stuff, and this is sort of the payoff at the end of it. Like, what this is all led up to. I don't know.
And I like for the like two modern movies they use in the montage at the end. They were both James Cameron movies. It was Terminator 2 and Avatar, yeah. Where's the end game?
The pinnacle of cinema.
They
would chuck a Marvel movie in there.
James Cameron was cheap with the license.
Film.
Yeah. Even though it's all Disney, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, still on Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the studio for this movie?
This is not Disney.
Oh, but the others.
I would say Avatar.
Yeah. Damn.
I wanted to talk about the trumpet dude. Like his story is kind of like he's there in all of the shots, I guess, but like I don't really know much about him. They kind of just have a joke with him rowing with the other dude, and then he kind of just like is in it as a sort of main character because of Maddie. And yeah, they exploit him for his race essentially, and then he leaves Hollywood because that's kind of, I think, the thematic bond is they all come into Hollywood, it exploits them, and then they kind of get out of Hollywood, whether it be through death or like other choice to leave, some fleeing, you know, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's a scene where someone fights a snake.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry, wait, hold on, I'll jump. Hold on.
back.
Yeah, with the trumpet thing, I was saying, I get it's thematically relevant, but I just didn't care enough about the character beyond like feeling bad for him and happy for him when things are going right, but then when things get taken for the worst.
It's not as explored as the other main characters, but he was treated as a main character at some point.
At some point,
and at some point,
a little bit strange.
Yes, but it's not as good as the.
Yeah. But and they also fight a snake.
They did fight a snake.
In a scene that like was somewhat tense, but like it was kind of obvious.
That was a bit of a thing with the father. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was why the snake.
So the father, I think it was just showing how he kind of even took advantage of his daughter to ride her fate.
Yeah. Father.
Yeah.
I like how she says, "He's my father," in a southern way.
Yeah.
What else is he gonna
Also,
do?
there's also a bit of a hint that she might have had a potential like romantic interest in what's her name? The one who sucks the snake venom out of her neck.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Lady from Eastern region. I don't know. Potentially any. Or somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Over the rainbow.
Over the rainbow.
Yeah, that's something that happens.
But it didn't work.
Didn't. Yeah. Also, yeah, it kind of didn't really go anywhere, but I get because Maddie had to be like, yo, don't, because we're homophobic up in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Benny.
I was honestly quite confused with that character because she's in a lot of scenes and they kind of treat her as a sort of main character at times. Because you even get a bit of her backstory when she's at home.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah.
Very
she doesn't really have an arc. Kind of does. Well, I guess she does leave Hollywood. Well, yeah, she kind of does leave Hollywood, I guess.
Went to Europe. Something.
Yeah. Very confusing.
What's a key character?
Yeah.
Anything more to talk about?
3 hours worth of a film has exhausted us for this review of it.
I was so tired. I also barely slept, and then I went to the movie. And I had to work for 6 hours after that.
Very good.
Then I got home, and then I haven't slept much last night.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. And I've got the tennis.
Oh my god.
Watching the tennis.
I went to work yesterday on like 5 hours sleep, 6:30 to 4. Didn't have a chance for a nap, and then had to go to Lunar New Year's Eve party afterwards.
Shout out to not.
All right, then I guess we'll just go straight to final verdicts.
Let's go.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Babylon. Bab Lion. Babylon. Baba Boy.
Baba Booey.
Can I get a Bababooey?
Yeah.
Baba Booey.
Kind of fun movie, although it was too long and had some scenes which were extended for a while.
Just a little while.
Still a while.
A little while.
But overall, strong performances. I'd say a pretty cool story and narrative on how Hollywood became what it is. I'd recommend it if you're a fan of movie making and the likes. Give it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
You know what I forgot to do?
Oh,
Was say in the editing section that I didn't like the editing of the movie. Because that was the
Oh,
one of the
yes.
things that
oh,
annoyed
you
me
know,
the
you did
most.
say
You did
that.
a
I
bit.
said it in the impressions, but I forgot to go more in depth.
Fair enough.
All right.
But yeah. And then I talked more in spoilers today, but like, yeah, just a reminder.
Just a
Mhm.
reminder.
Because that'll, yeah.
I don't know. 7 sounds about right for this film, I think.
For me, I'm kind of like, I kind of enjoyed it while watching it. I wouldn't watch it again. Like, I don't think it's. I think it's. I wouldn't say this is an average movie because this is probably. It's quite different, and I like what it does with the form of the movie.
Hmm.
It's a tricky one.
Tricky.
Like I'd say it's good, but it's just
Tricky.
way too the editing and the messiness of the story, and the fact that just like everything on screen is always just too much. I might have to put this on at like a 6. Like it's, I think it's good. Like it's definitely not average. It's just like I don't know. It's very subjective to me. It's just like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like my personal enjoyment factor. Like I would not watch this movie again.
Mm.
Yeah. I'd watch. I think about it more. I kind of want to watch Avatar 2 again, mate. I'd rather take up more, like Avatar 2 is longer, but I'd rather watch that one than this one.
You like the fishes more.
I think I rated Avatar more like an 8. I should have raised it a little bit higher because I liked that movie. But anyway, yeah, this is like a 6 for me. So like that's an average of 6.7.
Alright,
6.7,
Which I'm pretty sure is the exact IMDb score.
Yo, real.
We are the. I don't even know where the official score says.
All right, let's talk a little bit about TV shows. Dio and I will give the Velma update, episode 3 and 4.
Oh, random thing first. When
Sorry.
did Birth of the Nation come out? Birth of a Nation.
30 something, right?
Yeah.
So would have that been within the timeline of Babylon?
Yeah, so like literally what I was thinking of like when he was in the night costume and stuff, that was reminding me a lot. Because that movie did like big things for those big war set pieces and stuff. Like
I just thought about
yeah,
That
what's
could have
our
been part
review
of
on the shit's KKK movie coming?
Yeah. When is it coming out? It's been in the works for a while.
Because Nelson didn't finish it.
Did he
I
not?
don't think he wants to finish it.
DG.
but it has a good ending.
Don't think the movie did have a good ending. I'm pretty sure the entire movie was utter garbage.
That's a subjective opinion there.
I hope you think it's utter garbage.
It was fun though.
I hope you don't think it was fun. You're now watching a clip from our Unholy podcast. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
For the full thing.
For real, for real.
For real.
Baba G or Fortnite.
A lunatic.